Hello, this is Mr. Knowles, and this instructional video focuses on using the area model to represent multiplication. It's a visual way to represent multiplication and figure out multiplication problems, and we'll be spending a lot of time on using this method throughout the year. So let's get started. Before we actually get started though, we should really get an idea of what area means. So I have the definition up here for you. Area is the total number of square units needed to cover a two-dimensional surface. So here's an example here of 2, and I always like to put the multiplication sign here, 2 times 5. And you could use graph paper to show this, which I would recommend. 2 times 5. And basically you have 2 rows of 5, or you have 5 columns of 2. And you get 10. 10 total tiles make up that area of that rectangle. Another thing that you might start hearing in class, and we'll get into it further, are factors. So a factor, definitions down here, is a whole number that divides evenly into another number. The factors of 16 are 4, 2, 8, 16, and 1. And the factors are really the sides of the rectangle that you're going to construct. The factors in a multiplication problem look like this. So 4 times 4 is 16. The 4's are your factors. So when you build your area model, these factors actually are the two different lengths or dimensions of your rectangle that you're going to build. So 1 times 16, oops, let's try that again. Those two are your factors. 16's over here on one end, and 1 is the other end or the other dimension. And then of course you have 2 times 8 up here. Those are your two factors or your two dimensions of your area model. Okay, so let's get started. What I would recommend is getting some graph paper. I think that would be really helpful, especially starting out. So I just have a small little grid here. You could get these small little grids from me. They're kind of nice because they're 10 by 10 and the whole grid is 100 squares, and you'll notice there's kind of a heavy line going down the middle and cutting across the middle in both directions, and that's nice if you are trying to add the squares individually. Then you honestly know if there's 4 sections here, each one of these sections has 25 squares in it because this is 5 by 5 or 5 times 5. Or you can just use plain old graph paper, that will work too. But I'll have these available for you if you need them. So let's try a problem. 3 times 5. So we're going to do 3 times 5. And we're going to build an area model of this problem. So I'm going to draw some little lines up here, and I'm going to draw 5 of them. And this is going to represent 5. You could draw lines or little circles, but that's going to be 5. And the other dimension along the other side is going to be 3. And I always like to put the multiplication symbol up here so I know as your teacher when I look at your work that you're doing a multiplication problem. And after that, it's simply you right here is where 3 ends. You just draw a line right here, and it needs to meet where the 5 is right here. So you draw a line this way, and you get a rectangle. And inside that rectangle is your answer on the graph paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So my answer is 15. It's the answer to 3 times 5, visually using the area model. That's really how it works. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Let's try another one. Let's try 4 times 4. 4 times 4. So again, I'm going to start up here. Always start in a corner. So there's 4. Now I'm going to go the other direction, and I'm going to go 4. It's a multiplication problem, so I have 4 times 4. And this is where this one ends, so I need to start drawing my line here. And this is where this one ends, so I got to draw my line here. So now I have a square, or a rectangle, that is 4 by 4. And my answer is literally inside there. I just got to count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So my answer to this problem is 16. And the visual model is right there. Let's try another one. Let's try 6 times 4. 6 times 4. Alright. Let's put 6 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have to go 4 the other way. 4. This is multiplication. So I'm going to start right here with my line. I have to go all the way to 6. So I'm going to go past that line that's in the middle because I know that line is 5. So I have to go one more. That's where that line might be helpful sometimes. And 6 starts right there. 6 times 4. Now, do you have to do what I did earlier and write little numbers inside every square when you're counting? No, you don't have to do that. You can if you want to. I'm going to count them real quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. I think we have time for one more. Let's do 3 times 7. 3 times 7. Alright. 1, 2, 3. I'll just do 3 up here. Times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to start drawing my line right there, because that's where 3 is. And draw right here where 7 is. And I get a nice rectangle on that grid. I'm going to count inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So the answer to this is 21. So this is the area model for representing multiplication. I hope it's been helpful to you. If you have any questions, please ask.